Yaddle Chattle.
It's a Star Wars podcast, baby. It's Darth David right here. It's Jedi Jared right there. And we're going to do all kinds of Star Wars for you today, baby. Coming off a very fun, drunken May the 4th spectacular in which Jedi Jared was inebriated. And as a Sith, I think alcohol meshes well with a Sith. I was having a blast.
I was
having a good time.
I had a great time.
You had a great time, but several angry moments. The booze, maybe. Does it mesh with the Jedi? I know Obi-Wan Kenobi likes a snort or two at the bar, but Jared reminded me a little bit more of Anakin. With sort of like how Anakin doesn't like sand. Maybe he actually said that after like a margarita or two. That's when he went into his sand spiel. Maybe. Wasn't that when Luke and Padme were having lunch anyway? And maybe they had a couple cocktails, he got a little fucking drunk, he got a little ornery. And just like Jedi Jared, he got a little pissy. And he starts saying, hey, fucking sand. Fuck sand. It gets everywhere. It's coarse. I hate it.
Yeah, that didn't make sense to me. He left when he was 7 or 8. So it's not like...
He doesn't like it. All right, it's coarse. Gets everywhere. Now you're gonna get on the microphone.
I'm on the microphone.
No, you're not. See that? That's the mic. There it is.
Oh, there it is? Okay.
See, no. Look, see this? It's a directional mic. You have to talk into that.
I'm talking into that.
Oh, my God. So, last week, not only was our May the 4th special, it was our 1-year anniversary. And 1 year into the show, still trying to explain to Jared how a fucking microphone works. Now, we're not doing this today, Meatball. I was off your case last fucking week for the 1-year anniversary party.
I bought you beer.
And who Venmo'd you $12.
I know.
So you speak into this.
I'm speaking into it.
And then your eyes are at the screen.
I'm trying to do that.
Mouth, yes. Eyes
right there.
Oh, my God.
Is that how you be a broadcaster?
That's how you do it.
Oh, wow.
Just do it like that, can you?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay. It's important that people hear Jedi Jared. But it's also important that you speak properly into the microphone so that I'm not yelling at you for a fucking hour.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's going to be a wonderful show, Jared.
I think so, too.
We've got some Tony Gilroy news. We've got some Kathleen Kennedy news. David Filoni news. It's kind of weird not having an episode to review. No Mando.
It's just like the old times.
We didn't watch Visions. Did you watch Visions?
Not yet. I'm
going to start.
Yeah.
But I have not watched Visions because I got to be honest. As some of you may know, I am a sports fan. I have the Knicks in the NBA playoffs. Unfortunately, they're about to get eliminated by the Miami Heat. Julius Randle didn't show up at all. I got the Devils, who unfortunately are down also 3-1. Both of my teams are down 3-1.
This was the first time.
And the fucking Devils, their 3 losses, 5-1, 6-1, and 6-1.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's a shitty performance.
Didn't they come back and beat the Rangers?
Rangers,
the Rangers were red hot.
They were down 2-0 against the Rangers, and the Devils came back. So that was exciting. And because of that, I get to blow up my good friend who's a Rangers fan. He's a little boy named Daniel Bobo Curlin. And we made a bet. If the Devils lose, he could slap me in the head 10 times in a row. If the Devils win and his team, the Rangers, lose, we'll blow him up in Times Square on New Year's Eve. So that's going to be a fun celebration. I know you are going to be excited for that one.
Definitely.
That's going to be the most fun celebration in Jedi Jared history right there.
Maybe.
Lots are going on in the Star Wars galaxy, Jared.
Yes, David.
Writer's strike.
Oh, this is big.
Very much impacting Star Wars. We have a couple of Tony Gilroy writer's strike stories. Number one, he was getting criticized for continuing Andor. There's some different debates about what's going on, but apparently with the writer's strike, okay, a lot of shows, for instance, Stranger Things on Netflix, which is filming right now, has gotten shut down, just totally shut down, will resume when the strike is over.
Yeah.
That's not going on with every show. Some shows are trying to get away with finishing the production hey, we have our scripts pretty much done, blah, blah, blah. Let's just fucking roll and get it done. Andor is one of those shows. Andor, though, is also getting criticism because since Tony Gilroy is such an acclaimed writer
and a member of the WGA.
Director and producer, people are wondering if Tony Gilroy now is just writing the scripts on his own, basically. Or, in other words, he has the scripts, they're in, but if anything needs alteration, Tony Gilroy is just going to do it himself. Which, by the way, would be against the strike rules. People think that he would be a scab in that situation. What think you?
That's a tough call. You know,
It is. It's his show. It's his idea. It's his everything. And he feels like maybe I can just finish this motherfucker up. I'm a writer, and I know what, where we're going with this series, and maybe I should just finish it up. But there are people who are saying, hey, Tony Gilroy will scab us out.
I don't think he's good. I don't know. It depends on how much the production, like how far into production they're in. Like if they're over 50% done, yeah, fucking at least finish the production. I mean, he's obviously in solidarity with the writers. I can't imagine him not being in solidarity, but it's like time's ticking. A lot of salaries are based on finishing this production and stuff like that. It takes up actors' time. Once this project's done, it's done. And then the whole cast and crew now is free to do whatever the hell they like. Crew members are like 1099s, right? So if they're like independent contractors.
Like, you mean like droids? 1099? I don't even know what that means. Oh, independent contractors. Okay.
So it's like these guys have to go from thing to thing, and they want to get paid. They have families. They might be on location filming something.
Yeah.
So there's a lot at stake here.
I got no problem. Listen, I was in the Writers Guild for years. I told you I had to join. I had to join, and I joined happily, and I would still be in it if I got the free screeners. They used to give me free movie screeners, and you would get all the movies, like best picture nominations and stuff like that. It was fantastic. And then you would, vote for best screenplay, but you got to watch the movie to see what the best one was. And they stopped sending my fucking ass screeners.
Because you didn't pay your dues, right?
No, I paid my fucking dues for the screeners.
Then what happened with the screeners then?
They said some bullshit like you haven't published anything in 10 years. I go, hey, you fucking motherfucking stupid motherfucking idiotic fucks. I publish shit every goddamn day of my life.
Did you send that to him?
I'm on the radio. I write for the radio, which is how I got in the Writers Guild in the first place.
Well,
it was a writing job for 1010 Wins. Fucking the New York News fucking channel. That's how you got in. You had to write news and traffic. You had to join the guild.
How much are dues again?
It was like $40 or $30 to $40 every 3 months.
Okay, so every quarter. So it's about $120 a year.
Something like that. 120 to 160.
I'll finance it if you publish it so that we could split the screeners.
No, but
it's
they're
totally
not going to show it to. Oh, yeah, that's true.
So if you
all I have to do is publish one little thing.
So if you publish something, I'll finance your yearly dues for the Writer Guild so that we could split the screeners.
That's fine. I'm in.
I think
I have a screenplay or like a TV pilot that I wrote for a radio,
you've mentioned
like a shock jock type of character.
Larry Sanders.
Sanders-esque with a shock jock. And it's fucking brilliant. It's one of the most brilliant pilots you'll ever see in your entire fucking life. Unfortunately, I'm with a bunch of nimrods who can't, get it done, and can't make my television show a reality.
I wrote a pilot already. I not only wrote a pilot, I wrote like another 2.5 episodes of television.
All right, so is Tony Gilroy a scab for this?
No, if production was like 10 to 20% done, I'd probably say, yeah, he's a scab. But I don't think that. I think that if he needed to finish this project that bad, it was probably over 50% done.
It is difficult to say. I feel like Tony Gilroy has a lot of integrity. So it would surprise me if he went against, the Writers Guild. But I also agree that we don't have all of the details. And if the show is pretty much done, and he's like, listen, I won't touch the scripts. I won't touch the scripts. But we have the goddamn thing here. We have the actors here. We're doing this. We got the sets for this amount of time. We're gonna fucking shoot. You know, that's a different story.
I'm all for union and solidarity with the writer strike. I have a handful of friends who are in the guild now.
I was in the guild. Doesn't that mean nothing?
Well, you stand with the writers then. And
I kind of stand with the writers if they would still give me some screeners. I'm just gonna be honest with you, motherfuckers. When you guys gave Dave Mann free screeners, I was the most in solidarity Writers Guild member of all time.
Still solidarity.
Did you ever know I was out there on the picket line one time and I met Ethan from Lost? Did you ever watch Lost?
Yeah.
Ethan was one of the others.
Which one?
Ethan was the tall guy, but he was in the very beginning. He was in the first, few seasons. He kidnapped Charlie, he kidnapped Claire. He was a big guy, tall guy.
I don't remember.
I met him. He was wonderful.
I bet he was.
Yeah, he was great. But listen, you don't want the Dave Man to speak up and to be to support your Writers Guild union, then maybe you should consider giving me a few screeners.
I think the DGA's now on strike too, because they're just starting their negotiations with the American.
The whole issue is the streaming. That's why streaming is fucking all these people up. They don't know. They all want more money. I can't blame them, but they don't know how to figure it out yet.
No, they do. It's just.
Streaming services won't pay him?
No, that's a lot of it has to do with the fact that I think it was David Zaslav, the Warner Brothers CEO, he makes $250 million a year, and all they were asking for was a percentage of what
does anyone
guy makes.
In the fucking world, and I don't want to talk politics.
And that's just a year.
I'm not talking politics here.
He makes $250 million a year.
Does anyone think that there is a system that works where any fucking president of a company makes $250 million a year? I can fucking guarantee you that guy is not worth $250 million a year. I don't give a shit how successful he is. What a fucking cunt that man is. $250 million if he took $10 million a year, which is enough to be stinking fucking rich. They'd have $240 million left over for the writers who participated on his shows. You're a fucking cunt. What's the guy's name?
I think it's David Zaslav.
David Zaslav of what?
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Discovery.
David Zaslav. You're a cunt. A cunt, David Zaslav.
He said that, not me.
What the fuck do we care? We're never getting a job anywhere. The Yaddle Chattle's not going to pick. No. Here's the problem. Everyone knows how fucking awesome I am and innovative I am and that I'm fucking better than pretty much any radio star, podcaster, and comedian in the entire universe. Except they're all just deeply, scared that if I join their network, I fucking make all their other shows look like shit. I figured it out. It's the truth. I'll never get hired to a place like HBO because I'll make every other show on HBO look like shit once I bring the fucking noise. Anyway, you're right. Let's get to Star Wars.
Let's go back to that.
Dave Filoni. Oh, by the way, some fans have been demanding a Rogue One extended edition cut. You know what Tony Gilroy says? Don't! Rogue One in the movie theater, that's the one you want. He says a lot of times movies cut scenes for a reason. This is definitely one of those times. So for any fans wondering, can we please see the Rogue One extended edition? Please, the Tony Gilroy cut. He's saying, no, you don't want to see the Tony Gilroy cut. No. You don't want to see extended edition cut. You don't want to see anything. You want to see the movie theatrical release cut. The cut you saw. That's the one. He says that's the definitive perfect version of Rogue One.
Yeah.
All right?
Sometimes they have to, there are reasons why you have an editor. Because some of these films can go for, they'll film 3 to 4 hours worth of content and...
It's weird. When Lord of the Rings came out, and I went bonkers for them when they came out, and I still love the movies. But I did get all of the extended edition versions like 20 years ago because I needed like the definitive fucking version. 20 years later, I still watch Lord of the Rings around Christmas time. That's like my little tradition. I only watch the theatrical release versions. I don't have 4.5 fucking hours for goddamn Fellowship of the Ring, bro. You know, like, I understand, and some of the extended scenes are kind of nice, but actually the theatrical version is far superior to any extended version scenes. Just saying that.
I think the only, like, extended cut movie that I've seen recently that was better than the theatrical release was the Zack Snyder
Justice League! I was going to say that. That's what I was going to say. Give me 1 point. You -2. I was going to say Justice League.
Okay.
That was me. Everyone saw that. Everyone noticed that. Now, so that I guess the good news with that is that there's going to be no delay for Andor. That we should be getting it next year. I mean, by the way, how quickly, or is it 2025? Fuck.
I don't know. If he's wrapping up production, like if he's trying to get production done now, I feel like it's 2024.
I hope so. I hope they don't make us wait till 2025. Listen, streaming services, let's cut down on that shit of waiting in 1.5 to 2 years.
Well, that's what killed
between
Westworld.
Projects. It's what killed Game of Thrones in some ways, and it's what killed Westworld in some ways. Not for me, because I'm a patient person, but even for me, I would get confused at the end, because I just wouldn't remember what the hell was going on.
Yeah, the last 2 seasons of Westworld, I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
I'm not going to rewatch it.
No.
Like, what happened?
No. And I like Westworld. I'm a Westworld guy. And it was a little bit like, there's literally 30 different realities that you could be existing in. And they're like, you should know. You're going to be in a desert, and then a fucking firm, and then in space, and then fucking, underground, and then goddamn this, and
Samurais,
that.
and...
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Dave Filoni says Thrawn is the villain. I'm going to grab a water after I saw you drink some water. Now I'm parched.
Do I stretch
And that's what happened. Yeah, please stretch and then discuss. Thrawn villain, according to Dave Filoni.
Now, the question then becomes, is Thrawn the main villain in Ahsoka, or is Thrawn now the main villain in the Mandoverse?
I think Thrawn, that's a good question. Give yourself 1 point. Dave Filoni says Thrawn is definitely the main villain in Ahsoka. He's already confirming that. But I sort of like it if... Okay, is Moff Gideon dead? Because I don't think he's dead. Everyone seemed to feel like he's definitely dead. But if you go back and watch the last episode of Mando Season 3, the flames engulf him. But he has a Beskar, practically droid suit, and a jetpack.
Yeah.
He flies backwards.
I kind of feel like they left it a little open-ended in case they want to bring him back.
And they do that a lot in Star Wars these days, I think. And sometimes I think they do it too much. Everything is left a little too open-ended. We should see deaths, on both sides, good and bad. But I do think that you're right. I think that they left this one open-ended. I think he's out there.
If he is alive, then is he a potential ally against Thrawn? Because
he's a threat.
To
Thrawn. See, I think they had been setting it up right there. That Moff Gideon, he wants control over the new Empire or the Rising First Order or whatever the shit you're gonna call it. But there were definitely Thrawn loyalists in that Circle of Shadows thing. In that one episode on Mando. What was that, 7?
Yeah.
Okay, and so, episode 7 of season 3, you saw Gideon try to, get people under his corner. That to me says that there's probably going to be a Gideon-Thrawn,
showdown
at some point, a conflict. At the very least, a conflict.
If they decide to bring him back. They could just say it's final, like he did die. It'll all depend on what they want to do, like we said, we know that the first new movie coming out is 2025, right? And right?
Oh yes,
the Rey movie, and
yes.
We know that the Dave Filoni Star Wars film is supposed to be like the culmination of this Mando.
Yes, but right? I think the rumor is that's film number 3. So in between them will be the biblical epic that will take place 25,000 years in the past that will tell the origin of the Jedi and the Sith.
So what we have now is it's 2023, 2029. We have 6 years of potential television content that we can get. Meaning, it's going to be Skeleton Crew, Mando, whatever else they want to put out. They had that one show, The Rangers.
Yes.
That was supposed to be a show.
Yes.
With Mr. Kim.
That's gone.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely gone. That's a show you don't hear anything. You don't hear anything about.
Well, because it was supposed to be the Cara Dune led.
Cara Dune stuff, yeah.
So, whatever else they can put out.
Are you excited for Thrawn?
Yes.
As a main villain, does that excite you?
Yes.
Do you want another kind of Sith type of character?
Well, it's obvious
for the Mandoverse.
Yeah. You know what? Here's what we
like a Vader, but I don't or can we not have that because Kylo Ren is on his way, and does that get a little bit too crowded if there's a Sith guy after Vader?
Well, you got to think
before Kylo.
At this point, Kylo Ren's maybe born. He's
born.
He's a child.
But do you see my point? Of are we kind of pigeonholing? Are we crowbarring a fucking Sith in between Vader and Kylo Ren?
Well, there's supposed to be some kind of.
There's a dark side awakening, and there's certainly all the Palpatine Snoke shit going on right now. But I'm talking about, should we invent a new character, maybe wearing a mask or something cool looking, red lightsaber, should we have a new really cool looking, mask wearing, alien looking type of fucking Sith? Or is Thrawn good enough? That is the question that I'm posing to you.
I don't know, because you have someone like Ahsoka and maybe some other Jedis out there that potentially, the whole thing's about Ezra Bridger too. So you have all these Jedis out there. You should have some kind of potential Sith. Because
that's a good point.
I mean, think about the fact that Thrawn doesn't really have any powers. He might be a little bit stronger based on his species.
Intelligence.
He's a brilliant.
That's a power.
Strategist, and he has
military expert beyond compare.
Expert. He's a hand-to-hand guy. But let's just be honest here. If
he's also an art expert.
Yes,
he likes to find things. He would have fit in very well with the Andy Warhol scene, where you just pick up shit and look at it and talk about it and stare at it for hours and hours. He would be in with that crowd.
How great would that be if someone did a Thrawn Andy Warhol, like Thrawn with just a black turtleneck and white hair?
Grand Admiral Thrawn, and this is a really bad impression, but this is my impression of Crispr Glover doing Andy Warhol in Oliver Stone's The Doors. Okay? And if you've seen that movie, you'd learn that this is not so bad. Oh, man, gee, Grand Admiral Thrawn, you're such a beauty. I'd love to photograph you someday. Stay away from me, you white wig-wearing freak. Anyway, But, and that's a perfect impression. Now go watch The Doors starring Val Kilmer as Jim Morrison, and you tell me, of all the people, Crispin Glover as Andy Warhol, I thought that was unique.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Lizzo and Jack Black, you sent me a story about them.
Yes.
What was it?
Basically, everyone. This article is very disturbing to me because someone got paid to write it.
All right, talk to me. I'm interested.
Okay, let me bring it up.
Anytime you get disturbed, my heart warms up.
I know.
I love you being disturbed, frightened, scared, sad, depressed, upset.
Let's just bring up the title.
Hungry.
The Mandalorian had better fat representation in one episode than in all of Star Wars.
Who gives a shit? Oh, this is gonna kill me now.
Plus size
characters. I didn't read all of this.
Neither did I, because I just got so angry.
I know.
Someone got paid to write this.
Well, hold on.
Monita Mohan.
Okay. Monita Mohan. Go ahead.
Plus size characters.
Or it's Mahan.
Mahan.
Go ahead.
Plus size characters, when present at all, have typically been portrayed in the franchise as grotesque and slovenly aliens. Now,
hold the phone! You obviously don't watch the Star Wars, because I saw an X-Wing pilot in the very first battle on the Death Star whose name was Porkins. And while his name was Porkins, there wasn't, he died.
Yeah.
But there wasn't he wasn't an asshole. He wasn't slovenly.
No.
Now, they did call him Porkins, which is still funny.
That was probably some inside joke with George and the actor.
No, George looked at the fucking chubby guy, the actor, and he goes, oh my God, this guy's a little porky. I'm going to call him Porkins. By the way, I always say, best actor, Porkins might have the best resume in the 1980s. He's in 3 iconic films, and yet you don't even fucking know Porkins' name. Neither do I. Well, okay, say 80, okay, 77 to 80. But
what were the other movies?
How about this? 12-year period. 12-year period, no one's hotter than Porkins. 77, Star Wars.
Yeah.
81, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
the
he's
FBI
the guy. Yeah, with the mustache, right?
89, when arguably the most important comic book movie of all time, Tim Burton's Batman, he plays the dirty cop Eckhart, who Nicholson shoots when Nicholson's in the acid on the plane. He goes, Eckhart, think about the future. Yeah, and there's a bad detective with the mustache.
Yeah.
That's Porkins.
Oh, wow.
All 3 of those movies were movies of the summer. Star Wars 77, Raiders 81, and Batman 89. I was a kid during all of that, especially Batman. 77, I wasn't born yet. But you know. But 89, I was a kid, and I was watching the fucking Batman 5 times in the theater and looking at Porkins the whole time. Anyway. I disagree about that because of the Porkins.
Who cares?
B, Jabba the Hutt. Now, she said slovenly creature, so is that what she means?
Grotesque. Here.
Jabba, free us or die. Jabba.
This is Jabba the Hutt.
That's Jabba.
And he's grotesque. He's a giant fucking worm. He's a worm.
Jared is showing this to our YouTube friends. My big Jabba the Hutt. It's one I got at Disney World. And while I love it, I really love it. It looks great. I didn't realize when buying it at the time that the design is insanely flawed. There's a reason to have Jabba's tail curled to his side so that he can fit on any fucking shelf in America. This fucking tail goes back 2.5 feet. I can't put fucking Jabba on any goddamn shelf.
Yeah, I know.
I gotta have a full-on fucking table for a goddamn grand piano for Jabba because of the tail going straight back. I know that's a flaw design.
I agree.
Having said that, I was the one who bought it. I didn't realize till I got back and tried to put Jabba on my shelf. Oh, shit. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with Jabba. What else? Is that all? Monita Mohan. Is that all she had to say? So
I really don't want, it's so fucking cringe.
I've said it before. I've said it a million times. Everyone, for whatever reason, we're in such selfish, narcissistic times.
Who the fuck cares?
These fucking cliches of, I need to see someone who looks like me. I've never seen a redhead. And before you say anything, redhead men have been getting mocked by white people forever. Like even white people mock and harass redheads, okay? So yeah, I feel like a little bit of something here. And I've never seen a redhead as Indiana Jones, as goddamn Luke Skywalker, as Iron Man. It doesn't happen. It's probably never going to happen. I don't know why, but it's never going to happen. Fine, something I'm living with. Not everyone needs to see themselves. I'm sorry. You know what? Hello, stupid. The last time I checked, art, movies, They were about escapism. Not fucking, I need to see someone look just like me. What if you're born with 4 eyes and 2 ears and a tail? You know? Like you grew up in some weird outside of some nuclear power plant in some fucking country we never heard of. You know, where they got the nuclear reactor just like 2 inches away from your shitty little shed. And you grow up looking at... Does that person... I need to see someone also with 4 eyes, 2 ears, a purple head, and 3 tails.
It's called the Elephant Man.
Who can shoot green laser beams out of his eyes. I need to see that. And don't get me started. I'm as open-minded. We don't talk politics here on Yaddle Chattle, but he knows me. I'm an open-minded, fair, and everyone should be treated equally with love and kindness. But we have to grow the fuck up and mature the fuck up with art. With stories and movies and TV shows. Shut your fucking mouth unless you have a problem with a plot, a character. Blah, blah, blah.
I just think...
Stop it with the fucking sensitive bullshit. It makes no sense.
I just want to have one thing.
I've never seen a redhead person who is not portrayed like either the bully or the bullied. Somehow, mind-bogglingly enough, we live on the planet of extremes. And in every movie, you'll see the redheaded guy is either the bully, like in the Billy Madison with the O'Doyle's Rule, or the bullied.
Well,
like Eric Stoltz being a little pussy and shit like that. There's no in between.
I think
you don't see me fucking complaining.
I'm going to say there is one in between. Well, there's been a few. You know, you've had the sidekick character, Ronald Weasley, in Harry Potter.
That's the point. He's a fucking jerk off. That guy is anything that guy is every fucking red-headed asshole. And I can say this as a redhead. Ron Weasley's a fucking dork who makes stupid faces, is always petrified. He's a pussy.
Okay.
He's a chicken shit. Okay. Fuck that guy.
Fine. There's one person, Donald Gleason's father.
Who the hell's that?
Brendan Gleeson.
Oh, I love
in
that
Bruges.
That guy's barely redhead. Dominic Gleeson is redhead.
They all have red hair.
No, not the father. The father's a little bit brown. But okay, let's look at Dominic. He was Hux. Hux, a little bitch. He's fucking whiny that Kylo Ren's in charge. Then he gets fucking shot like a fucking pussy.
He wasn't red hair in the movie. He wore a wig, but he played Henry Beard, the co-founder of National Lampoon. He was excellent in that Netflix movie.
I'll tell you what, real quick. A show on HBO I love, because you know me, I love the presidential history. All eras. Right now, there's a show on HBO called The White House Plumbers.
Okay.
It's really good about the guys who did the Watergate break-in and shit like that. G. Gordon Liddy and Howard Hunt. But anyway, Dominic Gleeson plays John Dean, Nixon's lawyer. The guy who testified against Nixon at the Watergate hearings in front of Congress. He's excellent.
He's excellent in everything he does.
Guy's a great actor.
Well, just like his dad.
I keep telling everyone, if you're a Star Wars sequel trilogy fan and you still haven't seen Ex Machina with Oscar Isaac and Dominic Gleeson, what the shit are you doing?
Is that how they pronounce it? Dominic, or is it Dommel?
Dommel.
Right.
Gleeson and Oscar Isaac. If you haven't seen that movie with them called Ex Machina, what the shit?
What do you make of Jared Harris?
Who is that?
Richard Harris's son. He was in Mad Men.
I don't watch that. I'm sorry. The only Mad Men I want to watch is Alfred E. Newman.
Do you count Ray Fiennes as a redhead?
Hold on. The only Mad Men I want to watch is Alfred E. Newman.
Yeah, I got it.
That was the mascot, you see? It's another drinking show right now. I just decided to do it. That was a goddamn mascot for the Mad magazine.
Yeah, Alfred E. Newman.
By the way, I still have my AOL Instant Messenger avatar as Alfred E. Newman.
Really?
I put it there in 1996. I haven't changed it. My AOL aim.
They discontinued AIM, I think.
I know you. I sign in. I look at my little Alfred E. Newman guy. I think I got AOL in like 95. That's a 28-year commitment to an avatar. That's got to be some fucking record. You know? Someone called Guinness Book of World Record on my account. 28-year fucking avatar? Hasn't changed it once? Uh-oh. We're going to comment. Now, you mentioned the Rey movie. Let's discuss.
Oh, can I just say my piece about I just want to have one thing where it's just really good and people like it and they don't talk about stupid shit like this.
Thank you.
I just want to
I've been saying something similar to that on this very program for weeks.
Like,
I actually have an example, but I'll let you go because I just went on a rant.
I want there. You see, the thing is like when you cast a good character or you have a good story, it doesn't make a difference. Like, no one said anything about Jeffrey Wright playing Jim Gordon in the new Batman movie, even though Jim Gordon's been white like for almost 100 years.
Because Jeffrey Wright is a tremendous actor.
He's a tremendous actor.
He's an amazing talent, and you'd be stupid to have any issue.
He did a great job as Jim Gordon. No one gave a shit. The movie was fucking excellent.
It doesn't matter.
Like,
we're not saying no, but this isn't like the thing about. This is the thing. This isn't the black or white or race.
No, I'm not saying it's a race, but it's like this whole idea, like the representation. It's like, I'm a fat person.
It's not realistic to always be represented in a story, in art. And people need to get over their fucking egos and their own narcissism. If I tell a story about the fucking Sweden fucking hockey team, probably gonna have a lot of blonde people. If it's about the Nigerian hockey team, there probably won't be a lot of blonde people. I'm going to cast who is appropriate
for the role,
for the story. And you want good fucking characters. Stop it with this shit.
I want good stories. I want good actors.
And no one at all.
And no one will care.
I don't want to even sound like one of these dickheads. I don't want to sound like some fucking asshole, okay? I'm open-minded, if you know what I'm saying. I'm a person who loves all, who likes all people, okay? Who's cool with everyone. You do you. I believe in that. Live life however the hell you want it, as long as you're not hurting anyone. I don't care. Do whatever you want. But when it comes to art, stop this bullshit of rules and all of these, measurements and gauges and categories we have to tick. Stop it! Do you not see how much trouble it's gotten Marvel into and some of these things into? It's not because, and by the way, that's not the reason. The reason is because they're concentrating on stupid shit. They're not concentrating on good stories.
On quality.
Simple as that. Their eyes are not on the prize. In order to tell good Marvels and good Star Wars and good everything, you have to be so fucking hyper-focused on the story and the characters. And if you're worried about all of this surrounding bullshit, you're not going to be focused on that story and it's going to suffer. And guess what's happened? Stories have fucking suffered, man. Get it together, Iger. Get your fucking company in gear. And that's across the entire media landscape.
The only thing that
just tell great stories. I'll watch thin people, big people, plus size people, small, tall, black, white, purple. I don't fucking care. I care about good characters and good stories. That's what you should be concentrating on and telling the audience, and not saying, hey, we're going to have this person. Shut up! Go ahead.
No, you ever seen Beverly Hills Ninja?
No.
Like one of the last Chris Farley movies?
No.
No?
No.
See, that's where it made sense.
Looked terrible.
Well, of course, but that's kind of the point. Like, it's about a big fat guy who's being a ninja, and that's the funny part. That's what makes it funny, is he's doing all
that
this
we can't do that movie anymore.
Physical shit.
Not allowed to do that. Hero. Nope.
He gets the girl in the end.
Wipe fucking Fatso Ninja off of the goddamn internet immediately. I don't want any goddamn streaming service broadcasting Fatso Ninja. What's the name of the movie?
Beverly Hills Ninja.
I thought it was
You ever
Fatso
seen it?
Ninja.
Chris Rock's in it.
No, but I for a second actually thought it was called Fatso Ninja.
That sounds like a great movie that belongs on Showtime. Fatso Ninja.
Beverly Hills Ninja, to scrub it away, like George tried to do with the holiday special. Just get it out of here.
I'm a fat person. I've been fat my whole life.
I wouldn't say that.
I have. At my
I wouldn't say fat though. I'd
Heavy
say
set.
now you're in a no.
I weigh 225. I weigh too much.
Yeah, but that's not so bad. How tall are you?
For 5'7".
5'7"?
Yeah, I should be.
I thought you were 6'2".
You know.
Oh wait, I was thinking about me. Oh, you are a little pork chop.
At my heaviest, I was 274.
Whoa!
That's heavy.
I'm gonna call you
Not
Porky
healthy.
Pig.
Yeah. And I don't care. I don't need
you
to
should
see
care. You should care because when you were that heavy, I was judging you the whole time. And you know what I was saying,
You were
folks at
judging me
home?
the whole time before that.
I was judging him the whole time. You know what I was saying? I was saying he's too goddamn fat to talk to. Right? I don't talk to fat people. No one thinks like this. No one gives a fuck.
No one cares.
If you're plump, be plump. If you're thin, be thin. If you're plump and you're making excuses left and right about I need to see fat people in the movies because I am, maybe you're a little bit defensive. Maybe you're a little self-defensive. Maybe you don't feel so great about yourself after all. And instead, you have to kind of sell it to yourself that I need to have other people who are 400 pounds. Again, I am not judging. Be 400 pounds. And if there's a character who's awesome at 400 pounds, I want that character in my movie. I don't give a shit about what the fucking person looks like anymore. We need good quality shit in our Star Wars, in our Marvel. We need good quality shit now. We are in that zone.
I just don't fucking care. I just want
it's dull at this point. Always having as a teenager of the 90s, I can straight up tell you, we almost had it. And this entire fucking every generation after us fucked it up. We were this close, folks, to achieving the dream of world peace and certainly peace in America. Where when I was a teenager, white kids and black kids went to Lollapalooza, hung out with one another. Where gay and straight, same thing, Lollapalooza or music festivals, this and that. You know why? Because everyone rejected labels. As a teenager in the 90s, we went nuts when someone tried to label us something. We said we're just human beings. Just let people be people, and then everything gets way more enjoyable. Just let human beings be human beings. Musicians play music. Storytellers tell stories. Comedians tell jokes, so on and so forth. People are different. But if we're all just humans and we don't fucking go by labels, then we there'll be nothing to judge anyone else except for by their heart, by their personality. The second you have to label everyone something, now you're judging them. That's why in the 90s, it was such a big deal as a teenager to be like, don't fucking label me. Stop labeling me. Stop putting me in a box. Now you have everyone scrambling to get put in a box. It's absurd. And then they realize, why are we more divided than ever? It feels like the country's more divided than ever. Yeah, because you all fucking want labels. You want to fucking segregate yourself. I'm not getting into this shit. Let's go to Star Wars.
Let's talk about Rey?
Jesus Christ. Rey.
Yeah.
15 years later. That is the movie. New Jedi Order.
Okay.
That's all we know. They said they were going to give us new details. I guess the details are 15 years later, although I thought we knew that.
I don't know how this is going to be.
And then Rey, New Jedi Order. What do you think about either of these things?
I think that
15 years later is a little odd than that they're making it so quickly. I know that they can age her up and spray some gray in her hair and shit like that, but I don't know.
I mean, you would be she's supposed to be like say about the same age as Luke, so like 18, 19 at the point of this whole sequel series, I guess.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of time in between movies, let's not forget. I guess there was a little bit between episodes 8 and 9.
Maybe. I don't know. It just seems completely disjointed, but that's neither here nor there.
I think it's a shame that we still haven't heard anything from John Boyega or from Finn, and that they didn't. I'm surprised that Disney was so, to me, a little bit. They just weren't listening to the fans. You know, the more I think about it, this announcement should have been made. A Finn movie's coming. You guys are getting a Finn movie, because let's be honest. Everyone knows that they blew it with Finn. He was a great character that should have done more, and they fucked him up. Then John Boyega says, yeah, they really fucked me up. I thought I was going to be a Jedi. They kind of overpromised and underdelivered by 1 million. And then that got the people saying, like me, saying, yeah, John Boyega's right.
Gee, I wonder what John Boyega might think of Rian Johnson.
Go ahead, talk.
No.
My mom's texting me.
Oh, okay. Well,
go ahead. Bring me something.
I think Kathleen Kennedy's put a lot of stock in this because this is her legacy now with LucasArts and Lucasfilm, and production is this Star Wars post George Lucas.
Yes.
And I should have brought this up earlier.
What? This is what you do to fucking stall. Yeah. I just want this for all the Yaddle Chattle motherfuckers out there who ever say, David, let Jedi Jared talk. I fucking have given him 9 minutes, and you see what he's doing? Scrolling on the phone and not talking. So I have to cut off my fucking important text conversation with my mom, who's 82.
All right, so let's look at Kathleen Kennedy's resume as a producer and executive producer. E.T., The Extraterrestrial, Gremlins, The Color Purple, Back to the Future, The Goonies,
yes,
Empire of the Sun, Hook, Jurassic Park, Batteries Not Included.
What's the point? What is the point?
The point is that
we know that she's a highly successful producer. That's how she got the job.
And guess what? The sequel trilogy and this Rey movie is going to be her legacy. It's what everyone's going to be reminded of.
If she doesn't knock it out of the park with Rey, she's done.
Done. Like, she'll be done with Lucas.
She's done. Like, and I don't say that. I'm not one of these people. In fact, if you've been a Yaddle Chattle fan for the last year, you've known that I'm very fair with Kathleen Kennedy. I give her wins. In fact, just a couple of weeks ago, I said, if the tension between Kathleen Kennedy and Jon Favreau, and this is the gossip, is because Kathleen said, hey, those awesome Mando episodes with Grogu and Luke Skywalker, shouldn't be in fucking Book of Boba Fett. They should be kicking off season 3 of Mandalorian. And that's the rumor, is that Favreau overruled her and saying, no, we're putting those Mando episodes in Book of Boba Fett. And she was very adamant that, man, and I really think that had they put those Mando episodes at the beginning of season 3 of Mando, we'd be talking about this totally differently as like, maybe this is the best season ever. I honestly believe that. Missing those 2 or 3 episodes sort of fucked this season up a little. It did. Let's not try to pretend that it didn't.
I saw
because even though we watched Book of Boba Fett, it does feel weird that all of a sudden Grogu and Mando were together.
Well, in the gallery, you were like, you got to watch this. You got to watch these behind the scenes thing. And I'm like, okay. Jon Favreau straight up says this is Mando season 2.5. They straight up say that.
I know, but it doesn't mean it. Who cares?
Well, it
doesn't matter.
Now that you bring that up,
doesn't matter.
Now that you bring that up,
in other words, what I'm saying is the idea didn't work. Let's just chalk it up to the fact. And I love the Boba Fett series. Sometimes we can admit that, okay, that was a mistake.
Well,
and it was a mistake. And so I gave Kathleen Kennedy that win.
Tamari Morrison said the same exact thing. That he's coming out and saying he's a little disappointed that that Mando hijacked his television show.
He did. And in the end, in the overall scheme of things, it wasn't good for anyone. It wasn't good for the Boba Fett characters, and it wasn't good for the Mando characters.
So look, so that's a win for her, but we got to look at the sequel trilogy.
Rogue One's a win. Force Awakens is a win. Star Wars Rebels is a win. Mandalorian's a win.
Is Star Wars...
Andor's a win.
Yeah, but
come on.
These are wins. I'd argue Obi-Wan. I think...
Absolutely.
I think it's a win when you let creative people...
That's all she's supposed to do.
Do what they do best.
Yes. Well, no, but that is her job, dude. She's not, Kathleen Kennedy should not be writing any stories. While she's in the George Lucas role of being the number one person in Lucasfilm, she's not George Lucas.
No, I understand.
Who creates fucking ideas and stories.
I understand that, but I just don't understand how someone who produced the other, who's been, a part of this, who has worked with some of the best directors of all time, or at least the last 50 years, would make that decision, make the mistake of not hiring someone who's going to oversee the 3 films and be like, hey, look, I know I'm going to hire...
She thought she could do it. I guarantee you. She thought she said, listen, I produced for Spielberg, and I know how to do this, and I'll do it. She was in over her head when it comes to producing that original trilogy. That is an X. I'm being fair with Kathleen Kennedy. And the wins are what we named. I think Force Awakens, Andor, Mando, Obi-Wan, Rebels are all wins.
Yeah.
You can make the case that episode 7 and 8 are losses if you're one of those folks. And so that's why she needs to come back with this movie. Whatever this is, this has to be a home run. But I think it would have been a safer decision to do a Finn movie rather than Rey.
The question becomes then, has she left a sour taste in enough people that they won't show up to the box office?
Audience isn't going to care about Kathleen Kennedy.
No,
they're going to care about the trailer, and they're going to care about the buzz. They're not going to care about if... I'm not seeing a movie because of Kathleen Kennedy.
It's not, but I'm not saying it's not because of Kathleen Kennedy per se. What I'm saying is her legacy is The Last Jedi and then The Rise of Skywalker. You and I have seen all of this other stuff, right? But, there are other the general public, the majority of the money are going to be the people who said, I saw The Rise of Skywalker and I didn't really like it.
No, I hear you. That's why I think that it was it was actually a safer bet, smarter bet, and to me, if a more feel-good bet would be to give it to Finn. I think you're gonna have a little more excitement for Finn than Rey. Just saying.
Honestly, I think that they could have gone in any other direction.
Let's think about this for a second. We've seen Rey now battle the Emperor, so it's like. She's already had epic shit happen to her. You give a Finn Jedi thing. We haven't seen Finn do anything Jedi-wise. That's why it would have been a more fresh story.
You see,
a Finn Jedi story was the way to kick this fucking thing off, man. You see, disappointed.
A lot of people...
I'll still give the Rey movie, though, I'll be open-minded, and if it's awesome, I'll say it's awesome, by the way. You know me.
But you just brought up a very valid point. She beat the Emperor. She's the Emperor's granddaughter, right?
+5 for me.
She's the Emperor's granddaughter, right?
So, yes, she is, silly.
So now who's going to be bigger than that?
That's my point, baby.
But then it's just now you have to write all of this new lore.
And it's a tough job. It's going to be a tough job. It's going to be a tough-ass job, man.
You see, here's my one thing.
Who's doing the Rey movie? Do we know if this person who
I don't even.
All right, well,
it's
all hands on deck for the Rey movie.
I know
they should be fucking talking to George Lucas himself. Honestly, they should be J.J. Abrams, fucking George Lucas,
him so
Steven
far away.
Spielberg. I didn't say Ryan Johnson.
No,
I said JJ.
keep JJ too. He shouldn't write anything.
Hey, speaking of Ryan Johnson,
Oh God.
Kathleen Kennedy is
Here we
doing. This is the greatest quote ever to say that you think someone sucks, or not someone sucks, but basically to say that someone's not going to get a job. When asked yet again about Ryan Johnson's trilogy,
Legacy. This is part of her legacy.
she says, "We talk all the time. We have a great relationship. We still want to work together. But he just gets more and more successful every day. And it's hard for our schedules to meet up." Oh my God, is that brilliant? He gets more and more successful every day. And so she said he's overloaded with projects because of all of his success. She's so happy for him and all of his success. But due to that success, he might not have enough time
To do Star Wars.
for the Star Wars.
Yeah, I know.
That is expertly done, Kathleen Kennedy. Not even. Yes.
Let's give her a W.
cynical
Let's give
piece
her
of
a
shit.
W for that one.
Like Jedi Jared.
Look,
mock that.
I want
That's
to win.
skillful.
A win
Skillful.
for Kathleen is going to be a win for us. Right? Because if it's good, we're going to like it. And then we're going to praise her.
Reminded me of when Eddie, did you ever see the movie Singles?
Very long time ago.
There's a great scene in a diner where Matt Dillon's the lead singer of a
Pearl
grungy,
Jam?
shitty, yeah,
It's
Pearl Jam.
It's Pearl Jam.
Well, literally, Pearl Jam's the backing
Yeah.
band, but for some reason, Eddie Vedder's the drummer. And it's funny because the name of their band is called Citizen Dick. I don't know how I was able to remember that, but I was. They get a review in the newspaper and said that the singer is like the most like piece of shit, annoying, overrated, like untalented piece of garbage. Although the backup band was actually pretty good. Anyway, Matt Dillon is crushed at the table, and Eddie Vedder just goes to him and goes, "Don't be so glum. A compliment for you is a compliment for us." And that's the one time Eddie Vedder acted in a movie. A compliment for you is a compliment for us. Anyway, you're right with that sentiment.
I want to like
We
things.
want to like Star Wars.
I want to like things. I don't want to be one of these people who continuously shits on things.
No, this is not. Yaddle Chattle is not and never will be one of those fucking, we're going to do the headlines and be pissed off all the time. We bring fire and passion. There's a huge difference. That's never going away. And nor should it. We're fucking passionate Star Wars fans.
I want to like things.
We're going to give the positivity in a passionate delivery. And if we're pissed off about something, that's going to be delivered passionately too.
Like you had me do. You're like, rewatch this with episode 8 with a fresh pair of eyes. I did, and I hate it even more.
All right, 2 quick things then, since we're on.
But
Kathleen.
I find that quote that's what it's gonna be from now on.
That's funny.
Until someone actually gets tired enough of asking about the Ryan Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy thing.
Yeah, that's funny.
Until someone throws the other person under the bus.
No, I mean, it's a funny line. I'm sorry. You're just so successful. We can't give you the movies that you wanted to direct because you're just so successful. I don't know how you did that, but that's a fucking Kathleen Kennedy Jedi mind trick of her own. She also she says, Lando and Rogue Squadron still on the books. Not surprised by Lando, although we really haven't heard about that at all. Rogue Squadron was surprised about the X-Wing movie.
That's what I think they should have done. That's what they should have let out in 2025.
The Rogue Squadron?
A Rogue Squadron movie.
You know what I think about it. Change it for a Poe story. Just change it up to fit Poe.
I saw another article where they were like, why aren't they doing a Rogue Squadron movie? Top Gun Maverick was like the biggest movie in the last 10, 15
Oh, yeah. No, that was a massive hit.
Why aren't we doing Top Gun in Star Wars? Like, that was the question posed. And I agree.
By the way,
that's what they should have gone with.
By the way, they did Top Gun in Star Wars. It was called Star Wars. So let's not Whoever said that, let's relax.
But
Because they did Top Gun in Star Wars. Star Wars! The Battle of the Death Star, as most Star Wars fans know by now, George Lucas literally grabbed World War II
footage.
dogfight footage. And had that done in space.
I think they want like a Maverick-esque type of character.
Bro, I told you! X-Wing movie for Poe! We're gonna have X-Wings in fucking space. We're gonna have X-Wings on snow. X-Wings in lava. We're gonna have you know what I thought? First ever, because I want to do something new. I want to bring something new to the table. First ever, I don't know how. My X-Wing's gonna go under motherfucking water, dog. We're gonna have a goddamn shootout where some sort of monster or something, and the fucking X-Wing gotta go in the water, or maybe there's an Imperial cave down there.
I don't know,
and some
dude.
shit. You just shut up.
No, I'm saying I feel like an X-Wing would be able to go underwater if it can go under space, right?
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna reject my idea.
No. I'm not rejecting it.
I want X-Wings everywhere imaginable, but I just want that to be Poe. The other Kathleen Kennedy, finally on Kathleen, she says Taika Waititi's script is 2/3 done. The last time we talked about Taika Waititi, it sounded like he had no idea what he was going to do.
I mean, done with the first draft?
Whatever the fuck done means, dude. What do you want me to say? Done.
I'm just saying, like...
Well, I gave you the words that the fucking story said.
I will believe it when I see a movie greenlit. That's all.
Well, she's obviously greenlit something if he's sitting there writing scripts. He's getting paid for that.
She told him to write a script.
Yeah, but you don't do that for free.
I mean, if it's Star Wars, you do. If someone told you tomorrow, hey...
No, you're not going to do it for free. Not at the time, not on that level. He could say, cool, I need $1 million for the next 3 months of my work. No, we can't do that. I'm going to take now this movie that will pay me $40 million to act in it for 6 months. So fuck you and your Star Wars project. No, come on. Don't think like a fucking goddamn Star Wars fanboy. Thank you. Now, finally, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Part 3 came out.
I didn't see it.
I did.
I'm all marveled out.
There's a little, I liked it, and there's a little kind of rodent or like a cat, like a little pet, a little animal in the movie. Dave Filoni should be fucking screaming at the top of his lungs. They stole his Lothcat design.
Did they really?
There's a Lothcat in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I'm pretty sure it was an homage.
I'm pretty sure it was not. You say shit with no basis of anything. James Gunn has never said he's a fucking Dave Filoni fan. What the fuck are you talking about?
He said he's a Star Wars fan, right?
Right. Dave Filoni watches, excuse me, James Gunn, you think is familiar with the pets on Star Wars Rebels?
Potential.
No. Come on, bro. You're such a fanboy these last 5 minutes. You had 2 embarrassing fucking things. You think that Jared thinks that people work on Star Wars for free. That's what he thinks. Because, Star Wars is so great, you do Star Wars for free. The other thing is he thinks James Gunn, even though he is running DC Studios,
can I ask you
James Gunn has time to fucking draw Lothcats. He's a fucking Star Wars Rebels Season 2 fan.
So, before James Gunn was working at DC and being the director of DCU or whatever they fucking call it now, he worked for Marvel, right?
Yes.
Marvel's owned by what company?
Disney.
Star Wars is owned by what company?
Disney.
Okay.
Do you think there's a lot of back and forth between Marvel and Disney? I don't.
Straight up.
The fucking Star Wars people have their own shit with either Skywalker Ranch, the ILM. I guess Marvel does a lot of ILM, but the Skywalker Ranch, the fucking Lucasfilm headquarters, they're not, hanging out like next to Mickey Mouse at Epcot Center. I just want you to know that.
Didn't James Gunn say Star Wars basically was a huge influence on
Yes, he
Guardians?
tweeted out that when he did Guardians of the Galaxy, it just so happened Volume 3 premiered at midnight on May the 4th. So he did an old school poster of Guardians of the Galaxy, the old school Star Wars poster, with Luke holding up the lightsaber and Leia all sexy and whatnot. he did that with the Guardians characters, and he said, on this day, may the 4th be with you. Star Wars means a lot to me. He said, I wanted to make a movie like Star Wars and how it made me feel as a kid. He said, that's what I try to do with Guardians, is make others feel the way Star Wars made me feel as a kid. Over-the-top characters, silliness,
Aliens.
amazing visuals, comedy, and action. Home run. But I am just saying, he did, whether he's aware of it or not.
Borrow a Lothcat?
He stole Dave Filoni's Lothcat. So I'm just telling Dave Filoni. Don't let Darth David say I never did anything for you. And that's going to do it.
Okay.
We're done.
Okay.
Now, what happened to the speaker?
Where'd you put the
here
sticker?
it is.
We got to do a cage match, right?
Oh, shit, yeah.
All right. Let's here's a good cage match. Jabba the Hutt versus Lizzo.
Oh, my God. You're just an awful person. You're an awful person.
I hated that. That article made me so
You could say Jack
angry.
Black, too.
Oh,
I mean, they're the same size.
Double team?
Yeah, Jack Black and
2 versus
Lizzo
1.
versus Jabba, I think, is more fair.
Okay, fine.
Look, he's one of my favorite fucking characters. What am I supposed to do here?
Choose Jabba the Hutt then.
Then it's Jabba the Hutt! I've loved Jabba the Hutt literally since I was 5. Sometimes I think I like Jabba the Hutt more than Luke Skywalker.
Wow.
I'm like a Jabba the Hutt enthusiast and freakazoid. If I had to, I'm saying the entire fate of the galaxy depended on it, and I had to fuck a Star Wars character, it'd be Jabba.
Really?
Like if they said it has to be an alien.
Oh, okay.
Who's going to win in this match? Lizzo and Jack Black or
Oh,
Jabba?
yeah, hell yeah.
Lizzo and Jack Black?
Yeah, they're just going to eat him.
That's terrible.
That's hilarious.
That's terrible.
Oh shit, I forgot. I gotta read this email.
Jesus Christ.
I forgot the email.
This guy brings one email to the show and he fucking forgot about it while we have 30 seconds left.
It's from Tom Cody, so you can just
I
replay
love
it.
Todd. I'm saying you should have gotten into it earlier.
I'll do it real quick. Hello, gentlemen. Really enjoyed the last show with Jedi Jared downing, mostly a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, that
I
was
hope he
you.
got home okay. So as a result of that fun hour of an entertainment, I hereby award the following points. 500,000 points for Jedi Jared for getting drunk live on TV.
500,000?
Plus 250,000 points for Davey Mack for pointing out he was drunk.
You were.
1,000 points for Kevin Flynn for always telling people to like the videos on all of the shows.
Thank you, Kevin. And Kevin, for some reason, has had for some reason, YouTube comments from Kevin have disappeared under the videos. Kevin, I do not delete your
No,
YouTube.
we would never do that to you, Kevin.
Yeah, I don't know why that happens.
Plus 500.
YouTube is fucked up. It's just don't worry about it if your fucking comments go away, because something happens to me all the time. I write something, and the next thing you know, it's not even there.
Kevin, just shoot me an email. Plus 500 points for me. Plus 50,000 points for scorekeeper Joe Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
And then plus 25,000 points for Sith Stanley.
Definitely. Sith Stanley getting the job done. He's doing the little baseball right now.
Manager.
That's a lot of fun. Hell yeah. Having a lot of fun with that.
So
Tomorrow got a game. Got a game tomorrow.
I'll get the plugs in. If you haven't seen Tales
You
from the
got about
Satellite
15
Rate,
seconds, motherfucker.
go
I'm
to
not kidding you.
patreon.com/EastsideDave. Follow Eastside Dave across all social media platforms at Eastside Dave. EastsideDaveCountry.com. YouTube Eastside Dave TV. Email yaddlechattle@gmail.com.
That's it. Listen, I'm very hopeful for Star Wars.
Me too.
I'm excited. I mean, we were fired up today, but ultimately, it's glass half full. It's positivity. It's optimism time. It definitely is crunch time for Kathleen Kennedy. She's got to knock it out of the park. But if she knows that, hopefully she can rise to the challenge and we can get some great Star Wars.
Yeah.
Jedi Jared, I'm Darth David. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.